So hello everyone, welcome to Lampelite Tuesday. So it's the month of April, and for this month our theme is finding you. So I might ask, am I lost? You aren't, but the real you is one that is actually walking in purpose. The real you is one that is explicitly following God's plan and purpose for their life, following that path without distraction. So we want to talk about purpose for this month, that is dubbed finding you, knowing and getting to know who the real you is, and that is who God has actually designed you and made you to become. So finding you is the theme for this month. So we'll be talking about how to discover your purpose for the rest of this month. We have 5 Tuesdays, and I think we have to exhaust them before the month ends for April. So I want you to make sure you don't miss any of the sessions this month. Make time to diligently watch, make notes, and then apply them, because James 1:22 says, do not be hearers of the word and so deceive yourself. You do what it says. So everything that we're about to learn for this month, therefore practice how we can actually discover God's plan and purpose for our lives and then walk in them. So for this month, finding you, that is based from the perspective of purpose, getting to know who you truly are, who God has called you and sent you here to be. So let's dive straight into this session, finding you. Welcome to Lampelite Tuesday. So to start from scratch, no product is made by mistake. No device or anything manufactured or made is made by mistake. Let's take the first chair as an example. The first person that made the first chair had in mind the purpose for which it was supposed to fulfill before actually making the chair. So the first man that made the first chair had in mind that I want something to be able to sit on instead of sitting on the floor. The first table that was made, the maker of that table had in mind the purpose for which he made a table before actually making the table out for it to be done physically. So the same thing applies over here. You weren't sent here by mistake. God had in mind and had a plan for you before actually sending you here on earth. So one thing that makes me believe this is Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. God made a statement to the prophet Jeremiah, and also profound, and I think when we read it we can get the whole answers from there. So Jeremiah 1:5. So God was like, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. This first statement makes it so profound to me, that before he was actually formed in the mother's womb, he knew him. And the next statement God made was, I sanctified you and ordained you a prophet to the nations. And this is before Jeremiah was formed in his mother's womb. God had an actual plan for him before his birth here on earth. So this one puts an emphasis on the first statement I made, that no product, no device, whatever it is that is made or manufactured is made by mistake. The maker or creator had a plan, he had a purpose in mind before actually making it. So how much more you being a human being? God had a plan and purpose for your life before actually making you and sending you here on earth. So if we get this understanding that anything you achieve outside of purpose, the reason God sent you here is vain, we would run after purpose to discover it and then pursue with all our might. So let me give you a whole scenario to best explain this. So let's say you're a student and you're a very good sports person, and then in school you go on to win awards, get your school recognized for sports, win a whole lot of awards and then medals for your school and for yourself and all, but then you do not pass your exam. At the end of the day, when it gets to graduation, you aren't going to be graduated. Why? Because think about it, the purpose for which you were sent to school is to actually get good grades and then graduate at the end of the day. The benchmark for graduation is an excellent or pass grade. So regardless of how much awards you won for the school for extracurricular activities, even though they were good, but they do not count. So there are a whole lot of things we will do and achieve in this life that are good but do not actually count, because that wasn't why we were sent here on earth. So there are many good things you can do, many good things you can achieve in this life, but if it is outside of purpose, it is good but it doesn't count in the sight of God. So this is why the Apostle Paul was able to make this statement in 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7 to 8. He says, I have fought a good fight, I have finished the race. So meaning there's an actual race that we're supposed to run, that is in the pursuit of purpose. There's an actual plan. God had a purpose he had in mind before making you, forming you in your mother's womb and sending you here on earth. So there's a race to run. So Apostle Paul said, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith, I have run the race. He said he has finished the race. So there's an actual goal, there's an actual end plan for your life, for which God made and formed you here on earth. So I want to encourage you here that regardless of the story behind your birth, probably your parents will tell you they didn't plan you, you were sent here by mistake whatsoever. I'm here to encourage you. The will of God transcends and precedes the will of man. Regardless of what the story behind your birth, God had an actual plan, because God told the prophet Jeremiah before he was formed in his mother's womb, God knew of his coming, and he said he had ordained him a prophet unto the nations. So God had a plan for you. He knew you were coming. He knew the parents with which you'd come through. So don't be dismayed, don't be discouraged. God has a plan. So Apostle Paul said, I have fought a good fight, I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. From now on, there is reserved for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give me on that day. And not only me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. So the whole emphasis of this reading is that he has finished the race. He has finished the race. He has finished the race. You know, Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory, he made a profound statement concerning purpose. He said, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So if you don't really know the purpose of your life, you might end up finding yourself running other races you are not supposed to run. You might end up pursuing things that are good but do not count. What actually counts here on earth is the fulfillment of purpose after you have received Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. After accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior, the next most important thing you have to pursue or discover is the reason for which you are sent here. That is why you have to find you. That is the purpose for this month, the theme for this month, finding you, getting to know who you truly are, what you are sent here to do, the purpose for which you are sent here on earth to achieve. So finding you. So for the rest of the sessions for this month, we will touch on ways by which you can discover our God-given purpose, how we can discover our purpose. We're sent here on earth. There are indicators, there are things that we can actually see and then mark for us to know that this is what God has sent me here to do. So like I said before from the beginning, I wouldn't want you to miss any of the sessions this month. Make time. Don't miss Lamp and Light Tuesday for this month of April. Thank you so much for making time to watch. I'll see you next week. Still the Gloria. Bye.